Let me think. And he takes a drink of beer.
Would you, if you didn't read the box, would you know that there was banana in there, flavor-wise?
No.
Yeah. On the box, it says that it's a flavor of vanilla, clove, and banana. I don't know.
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah, well, our limited palate doesn't do much.
Speak for yourself.
Baby, you and me feel like a slow drought. Used to be on fire, now we're all burnt out.
Baby, you and me like a broken beat. How we got to here is a mystery.
So, Jason, where are we?
We are somewhere in Texas.
Somewhere in Texas.
What was the name of this town? College
Station.
Station, Texas.
College Station, Texas.
And if you've never heard of it,
we didn't either.
We didn't.
We didn't know about. Okay, so I'm gonna get this out of the way right away. If the energy level is even lower than normal, there is the great potential. It has a lot to do with the fact that we flew in today. We had a 7:40 a.m. flight, and we got in at like 11 something. But that means I woke up at like I think 5. And
I never had to wake up because I didn't go to sleep.
And Jason never passed out.
Yeah, I'm running on what is that? 36 hours or something?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. You do it a lot. That's like your thing.
Yeah, caffeine, man.
I told Lauren last night straight up. I was like, I bet 100% that Jason won't go to bed tonight.
That's funny because this morning you said you bet 50% that Jason doesn't go to bed.
I don't
this
know.
morning. So I think you kind of change your story sometimes.
Dude, I don't think so. I think you misheard me because you're running on 36 hours of no sleep.
It's really not that bad. Plus, it like resets you. I mean, we're in a massive time zone change here.
We're not. It's like a 2-hour difference.
Yeah, Texas.
Texas. We're in Texas. We did it. Yeah. We've been dreaming about Texas for a long time now.
Why are we in Texas? How did this kind of happen?
It's a very solid question.
It's not really that good of a question. It's more of a setup. I know why we're in Texas.
We are in Texas for a darkroom event in a week.
Yeah, we got the booking wrong on our flight.
Yeah.
We showed up a week early.
Yeah, so there was emails that went through and he didn't read them and I didn't read them, and so yeah, we came to Texas a little early.
Yeah, there's a darkroom event in about literally like a week from today, I think.
Yeah.
We're doing photo walks, community meetups, beers and cameras.
The whole shebang.
The whole shebang. And we just decided to fly in a little early because Texas has always been on our list of states to see. I was in Austin about 2 months ago, and I remember driving through parts of Texas and just being like, dude, that's something to shoot, that's something to shoot, that's something to shoot, just every like 4 or 5 miles. We should probably tell people this is like a 2-part podcast, potentially.
2-part podcast.
Right?
Potentially 2 parts. It depends on how lazy we get.
This is the first night of our trip.
First night.
We still have 6 more days.
Mm-hmm.
And we were thinking of filming like a back half, second part when we are done with it.
Yeah.
And we're back in Austin.
Yeah.
For all the darkroom events.
Totally.
This whole state is just littered with beautiful Americana and abandoned buildings and everything you want to everything we want to shoot.
To be fair, like we do most times on all of our trips, we have like we have a map with a bunch of pins that we've researched the hell out of. And let me tell you what, guys. OMG popsicle sticks. This map,
it's littered with
it's
scouted locations. We set off in the rental car and we were going to pin number 1, and it was an hour away. We stopped like 6 or 7 times.
We did
because we found something. There was like abandoned gas stations, abandoned mechanic shops, abandoned houses, ranch houses,
and that is literally the ones we've only stopped at.
Yeah, because there's been more than that. Honestly.
There were so many that we like either passed by or pulled up to, and we're like, ooh, I don't know. There was this one that was sick. It was like house. What would you say, gas station?
Okay.
So there was like a few different like houses that like were kind of back in the weeds a little bit that were pretty sick, but there was like kind of a rundown house that looked like people were living there still.
People definitely live there.
And there was a bunch of trucks around and stuff, so we kind of felt
it was
weird.
it was too close in proximity to like this house that was inhabited. And
are we being watched? Are we not being watched? Or especially when you kind of circle the area, because you like roll through this town, you pop up to this one and you're like, oh my god, well I gotta turn around. So we turn around and we go in there and we take photos. We're there for 15, 20, and then we're like, uh-oh, there's something there. And so then we like only drive like 2 minutes and get off again and get out. And
we knew this was gonna happen. It just I don't think I figured it would happen to this magnitude. You know, got some good stuff though. I mean,
totally.
You've been shooting like crazy.
I already shot like 5 rolls, 4 rolls.
How did you pack for this trip? What kind of, like, how did you decide what film to bring? Or did you need to go pick up some more stuff because you had a certain vision?
That's a really good question.
No, it's not.
Why are you doubting yourself this trip, man? Why are you being this way? Come on, give yourself a little credit. You have some good ideas sometimes.
You think so?
I do. I do think so. On this trip, I'm gonna, unlike most of our other trips, where it's just like, I'm doing Texas, and it's just like one like hour-long Texas road trip video. I decided to break this one up, so I'm doing a 160 review, Portra 160 review, and then I brought Gold, because that's a really kind of a fair comparison, I would say, 160 to Gold, to see where they both lie and what like the range is for both of them. I think I'm gonna have to push some of them for sure. I'm gonna try that. And then I just sprinkled in, and then I'm gonna do another video about the Mamiya 7. So I just sprinkled in some other black and whites and some other colors.
Just kind of whatever you could find in your fridge, or
basically anything that wasn't expired. Yeah. My fridge is hella empty now of 120. Other than expired, I have like an expired section, but like new stuff, I basically brought all my new stuff.
I just brought the usual suspects, 800-d and ektachrome, you know. I was telling you on this trip, I spent like $200 on 2 5-packs of ektachrome because it's gotten so goddamn expensive.
What price? We all know you have an X2D.
We all have a price.
We all have a price. What is the price that you will be like, nah, I'm done with ektachrome? Because you have an X2D. You've done a video about how you can get the X2D to look like your ektachrome shots. Obviously, that sensor is a fucking awesome sensor.
Beast. Yeah.
Like, at what point are you gonna be like, damn, ektachrome is just too much?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I mean,
like $20.
Yeah,
That's like insane.
How much is Portra 800? It's like $18, isn't it?
Yeah, to be fair, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I mean, how expensive would Portra 800 have to be for you to be like, nah, I'm never shooting that shit again?
Dog, it's getting up there. I think honestly, if it was about $20,
I think I would still shoot ektachrome even if it was like $30 a roll. To be honest, I would treat it like photographers did back in the day with Kodachrome. Kodachrome was like stupid expensive when you adjust for inflation. Someone told me it was like $50 a roll when you adjust for inflation, but it included developing usually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Still really pricey. So photographers were always like, look, if I'm gonna shoot Kodachrome, it has to be perfect. I have to get it right because it's so expensive. You just have to be. It forces you to be like really picky and perfect.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I think like we've gone through this cycle of, at least I know I've gone through this cycle of like, when I first started doing film, I was very picky because I was just like, oh my God, I have 36 shots. Or I mean, I started on 120, so I was like 12 shots. Wow, I'm gonna be super picky.
Yeah.
So what I took photos of were so much different. And then when things kind of like, then I really got into it, I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of part of everything now. Like obviously I don't slow down. Like that's not my vibe. So it kind of, it's hard for me to slow down.
Are you shooting like a lot of doubles of stuff? Or are you shooting comparisons? I'm trying to figure out what happened to these like 5 rolls.
Dog, I don't even know what happened is. No, I'm not shooting comparisons. I just when it hits, you know, and when you're like, oh my God, you know, you have to. I did take a few doubles because the exposure I was trying to make sure was right. Like there was one that was like, I'm hand holding 1/8.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Maybe I should. I know I can do 1/15 if I just hold my breath. So then if it's still $30 but you're going to be more choosy, then what are you going to shoot? Like, what is going to be your more casual shoot? Like, you're like,
It wouldn't be casual anymore. It would be like it'd be sort of like what I've been doing on this trip, where it's like, if I shoot ektachrome, I have to have a good reason. Like, there's got to be something colorful. We went to, I don't even know the name of the town we popped into. It was one of our pins. And the light was just like really good. And there was this old shop that was just being lit up perfect. It was like an old cafe sign or something. It was red. And there was like a brick building behind it. And there's accents of blue and stuff. Today, yeah. And so it was like, okay, obviously I need to shoot this in color. I'm envisioning it in color. The color pops. It's just stuff like that, you know, instead of the usual like, well, I'll shoot this on color and black and white and then just pick one later. I guess it's just forcing me to be more intentional because ektachrome's so expensive.
It kind of sounds like where you're going with it is like, if the colors are hitting for you, if the lighting is hitting for you, if those two things hit for you, then it's ektachrome. If they don't, then you just do black and white.
So you end up
then
shooting
you shoot
a lot
your
less.
monochrome.
Yeah, you shoot a lot less.
I saw your video on Christmas ektachrome.
Yeah.
You know, I love how it's Christmas ektachrome, but literally every episode's ektachrome.
So what are you trying to say, bitch?
Saying you're a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Well, don't you think ektachrome's sick? When was the last time you shot ektachrome?
I haven't shot ektachrome for a while, but it was Velvia that I shot.
Why? What do you not like about ektachrome?
I don't not like it. I just...
Oh, if you haven't shot it in a while.
It's like $20 a roll, and
I've
Daddy
heard.
don't like that.
Yeah. You can bulk roll it. Didn't I give you some bulk rolled ektachrome?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so what's your excuse?
You're right. You're right.
Ektachrome's just dope. I don't know.
We should figure out how to get some more for you for 35. Why didn't you bring a 35 on this trip? He did bring a single 35. I mean, other than his monochrome.
It's Texas, dude. It's everything's bigger in Texas. You got to go big.
Why didn't you bring a bigger camera then? Why didn't you bring your 8x10?
Yeah, you really want to spend like 2 hours at every location we did today?
No. You're right. I mean, I plan on shooting. That's why I brought like 10 times more Portra.
Yeah, you brought a lot of shit.
The TSA agent was like, God damn it.
I was telling you this morning that I got a full like body pat down because I think they pinged something on my hand check. I don't know. They were just like, the guy who was hand checking was like, hey, an alarm went off for like your shit. I need to do a full body pat down. And I was like, can I request a cavity search as well?
So that monochrome's really coming in handy then.
Yeah, for a lot of reasons. Did you know on digital you can just take as many photos as you want?
What?
Yeah, it's insane.
I did. You know why? Because I just dropped a video about the K3 monochrome today, but you'll see this like a month later. So then go back and watch that if you haven't watched it.
You're going full on digital now, huh?
Dude, I'm actually going to sell all my cameras.
It's almost kind of like when Anakin turns into Darth Vader. You know, there's no going back.
I don't know, though, because Darth Vader did turn back. Spoiler alert, he did actually become Anakin again.
I haven't finished that movie yet. But thank you for that.
It came out in 84, so...
Yeah, well, you can't even count to 84.
Well, this is my new thing I've been doing at night when I can't sleep. I count in my head. And it worked the other day. I got up to 120. It did not work last night, however, because I got to 240, and I was like, this ain't working.
Isn't that the same thing as just counting sheep, basically?
Yeah, 100%. I just cut the sheep out. Who cares?
The middleman.
Yeah, it's like, who cares about the sheep?
I'm not a baby.
It's like, yeah, just count, you know?
Yeah.
If I was crazy, I would do it in like a foreign language or something, but I don't know any foreign languages. I barely know English.
Yeah, you gotta master that one.
I have
first.
to fit. Yeah, I actually made a joke. They're like, "Oh, my English isn't that good," and I was like, "Oh yeah, mine either actually." And they're like, "Oh, what's your first language?" I was like, "English," because theirs was something cooler, like I don't know, French or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like the thing. It was like, even if you're an English speaker like you and me,
yeah,
it's funny to throw in an occasional. I forget what the word is in English, you know, because then it makes you seem mysterious and more.
Yeah, then they're like, oh wow, maybe
he's traveled. He knows multiple languages, but you don't know shit. We hit a lot of locations today, but I feel like I've taken less photos, but I feel like, I mean, I haven't really seen any of them except the digital ones,
right.
But I feel like 100%, like I'm good.
There's some that I just was like, I don't know, I'm taking it because I'm here.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what happens. It's like, it shows that I did a thing. A lot of these, what's really interesting is a lot of these places we haven't gone in. Do you not like going into abandoned buildings anymore?
No, I do. If it's like going to be too much of a hassle to get in there, like I'm just like, it's probably not worth it. Because usually, like
Fair.
in abandoned buildings, it's usually just a bunch of junk. Like sometimes if you're lucky, it's like it's been cleared out and there's like some nice light hitting part of
Fair.
the room
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes, but most of the time it's just a bunch of crap.
It's hard to know because like you won't know unless you do go in.
Yeah.
But the
definitely.
one like the rest stop today that you didn't go into, that one was kind of cool. I could have probably explored it a little bit more. I mean, to be fair, like the inside, when you looked in, it was kind of, it wasn't much of anything.
Yeah.
But the back section where I was at, that was kind of cool because there was like I don't know why they did this, but like literally everything in the store was put in the freezer section. So you had like just chairs on top of sofas on top of all this other random stuff,
Yeah.
all behind the freezer. And I was like, why did you do that?
Did you bring your flash on this trip?
Yes, I did, and I forgot and I had my flash.
Got to-
You're right. I should have brought that flash in there. Why didn't I think about the flash? I brought the tripod instead of the flash.
Yeah.
Gosh, sometimes, man. Did you bring a flash?
No, I don't. I've kind of thought a lot about flash lately in like my own work, and I feel like it. When I look at a photo that was taken with flash, I'm like, oh, the photographer is like part of this photo, because they're like emitting light onto the scene like that, you know. Whereas like,
Yep.
I think a lot of the photography I do, I just want it to be like something I saw and capture it how it is, sort of. No
Gotcha.
altering it by like,
By any means.
yeah, by throwing any light at it.
Yeah, fuck flash. Flash sucks. I'm just kidding. No, I'll probably use flash.
Yeah. Well, you don't really need flash with digital, which is like all you shoot now.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, aren't you getting like an M11-d or D or something? Can you talk about that? Do you want to
I
talk
guess
about
I can
that?
talk about it. Yeah, I'm getting an M11-d. You know what? Leica's giving it to me for free. You know why? Because I'm that cool. Just kidding. No, actually,
It's because he loves digital.
it's because I love it so much.
He's always been like this. You're now seeing the real Caleb.
You're now seeing the unfiltered, tired, sleep deprived Caleb.
Yeah.
I've had bad sleep for the last 4 days. I got back from Alaska 4 days ago.
Okay, well, so two things to unpack.
Two things. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you not sleeping?
Oh, I don't know. Insomnia. Just normal.
Okay, I thought it'd
just
be
normal
something
age.
interesting.
No, it's nothing. It's just nothing. I hope to sleep night. I hope to sleep really good tonight.
Yeah. Well, keep drinking and you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna be borrowing the M11-d, and I'm super pumped.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I remember holding one when we went to New York at the Leica store, and those cameras are insane. Like, well, I don't understand why they're more expensive. I guess limited edition,
Yeah.
but like literally less features. They're probably way cheaper to make, but they're more expensive.
Probably. I would think
And-
so.
Two, they're they're very light. No, right.
He had this whole thing in his head. I could see it.
They're incredibly light. I
They
guess because
really
they don't have like they don't need to
Gorilla
display
Glass.
an image or anything. And,
That's true. That's
you know,
true.
They're incredibly light.
I'm pumped. I've never been able to shoot with one ever. I think it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
And if it's not, then I don't have to buy it, and I won't feel guilty.
Yeah. What lens are you gonna throw on it first?
Oh, probably a Voigtlander.
Okay.
I gotta stay true to myself in some ways, right?
I feel like such an ass. I brought a Voigtlander lens to the Leica headquarters. I shot digital when we went to Kodak.
Yeah.
That's it.
What do you mean you shot digital when you went to Kodak?
I shot the monochrome.
In Kodak, you
Yeah.
did? Did I know that?
I don't know.
I guess I didn't really pay attention to
Some of the employees were giving me shit about it.
Really, really?
Yeah. They're like, "Hey, love your work, but what is this?" You know, you can get away with it though with that like M11-d.
Yeah.
You could potentially like tell
totally.
people it's film. I mean, if they're like actually eagle-eyed about it, they'll notice it doesn't have an advanced lever. Do you think it'd be cool because the monochrome has that like dial near your thumb on the back there? Do you think it'd be cool if they did instead of doing an advanced lever, you advanced your film with one of those? Or is the advanced lever like the best part?
Advanced lever is the best part. Because then that would just be like a cheap plastic,
Like a disposable.
camera instead of like a manufactured, piece.
But what
of
if it
machine.
brought the price of their new M6 down to $2,000
$2,000?
instead of like
You think
$6,000?
You think it'll? You think
it costs them $4,000.
Like, I don't think so, Doc. I don't think that's how it works.
Obviously, it's the most expensive part.
Alaska. It was cold. Got some good photos though. I mean,
Yeah.
not anything I could talk about really, or anything. It was for a short film, for a feature in the
Shot
in the
on
future.
16
Shot on
mil.
16.
With an Airy, right?
Yeah, Airy 416. First time I've ever seen an Airy 416
Yeah.
actually. In RL. It was a pretty lovely machine.
Yeah. Does it make any noise when it's running?
No,
Not that you could hear.
But you know what? Their changing bag, their Harrison changing bag, their tent, they had the same one I did, except for it didn't smell. Mine smells.
What'd you do inside of it?
I can't tell you.
You're playing with poo poo. Wow, that really got you, huh?
Yeah, because I'm just like, why would I do that?
Just Play-Doh. Ooh.
Yeah, in a dark changing bag. You know how hard it is? Like, I have to like take it out and put it in there, and then at that point I have to zip it up and put my hands. It's like, no. Why would I do that?
Okay, what is your dark bag does? Your dark bag's sticky too.
Yeah, it's old. It's from the 90s or something. It was sticky and stinky when I bought it. I didn't specifically do anything to it. You went on a trip without me.
Yeah,
How was that?
it was sad. Poured a beer every moment.
chance
Yeah.
you could.
Yeah.
Good.
Actually, Utah's
Been
sort
on
of
our
been
list.
on our list longer than Texas.
Yeah, I don't know why
We
we
still haven't
haven't.
done it. The thing is, we need 3 weeks at minimum to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, we talked about splitting into 2 parts, but I don't know. Part of me is also like, I feel like I'm on a roll already here in Texas
Yeah.
with like the photography.
Okay.
And I feel like if I were to like stop for a month and then come back, the photos that I produced on the second part wouldn't really be the
Yeah.
same. I'd have to get back into it, I guess.
Yeah, but that's always the case. There's always
Yeah.
the day. I feel like for me, the first few locations we did today, like they were good, but they weren't my best.
Yeah. We saw some good stuff today.
God, we did, man.
Sure.
Maybe I was just not in the zone. So I have a new 50. So I bought myself a 50 mil, and I was like, this 50 is gonna so come in handy on this trip. I'm not upset that I bought the 50, but I think the 50 hasn't been right so far for the trip, even though I've used it a little bit more. I feel like the 80 is right, and we were talking about this on the right here.
Wide inside.
Wide inside, and then
Tight in the light.
tight in the light. Wide outside, wide inside, tight in the light. So basically, like, yeah, the 80, I should have had the 80 on all day today.
Yeah.
It was perfect for the interiors of the one place I went into and the church. That church will probably look sick as hell
Yeah.
if it is exposed properly. I should have probably put portrait water in. The fact that we have seen 2 locations today, only 2
Oh, on the
pinned,
list.
only
Yeah.
2 pinned, and every other location we stopped at was just found and stumbled upon.
Yeah.
There's no way we're gonna do this in 6 days.
Yeah, we're trying to cover, essentially the whole state. There's like, we have a ton of pins out by like El Paso,
Yeah.
and that's all the way to the west of the state. And honestly, I think we're only like, right now, we're probably only like an hour and some change outside of Austin.
Yeah. We're probably a little bit. We're probably 2 hours out.
Yeah,
of Austin,
maybe.
but still, like we gotta go south tomorrow, and then go even souther, and then go west.
Yeah.
Like we got pins galore, and we're gonna be hitting places nonstop.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see if we just need to come back and do a second trip on this thing.
Probably. Yeah.
Because the thing I would hate to do is rush if we need. You know?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
definitely.
This is the first time. Well, I guess you did it for Utah, but this is the first time we've decided to like not plan our stays. We're not living that life. We're living the luxurious comfort in life
Yeah.
for one night.
This room is nice.
This room is massive. It's big.
Yeah.
Because there's like 3 people staying in this entire hotel. There was literally no one. There's no one. I saw one guy on the phone.
Yeah. Have you heard of that like New York Times segment that was like it's like 30 questions to make you fall in love with someone?
Yeah, you've told me about it before.
Yeah. I was like, we should do it for the pod. It'd be funny. Do you think we'll fall in love though? I'm a little worried.
Some people already say that we have been.
Okay. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Joe Strummer.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh my gosh. This is not gonna work. From the
I'm
Clash.
already not in love.
I'm already definitely not in love.
Do you have a secret hunch about how you'll die?
It's gonna be in an abandoned building.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Most likely attacked by someone.
Most likely attacked, or a beam will fall on my head, or I'll fall through the floor.
It's stupid. It's just a bunch of like, what do feelings mean to you and shit like that.
Oh. I've been really into matcha.
Okay.
Matcha's really good.
Have you had matcha Kit Kat?
No, I haven't.
Oh, those are bomb. I don't really like matcha that much, but I can.
Have you had a good matcha before, though?
Maybe not.
So apparently, here's the deal. Okay, so here's the deal. Matcha,
Lay it down for me.
if it's whisked at in with water that is higher than 170
Degrees?
degrees, it can like bruise or get too hot. It can make your matcha just like garbage. So it can actually taste like grassy and shit. Sometimes places, cafes will use the water from their espresso machine, which comes out too hot
Yeah.
to make it. So at that point, what they should do is let it cool and let it just chill out for a second so that it doesn't mess with your matcha. Then you can whisk it in. Because I hated matcha. And then John, my brother-in-law, made matcha for me over Christmas. And I was like, okay, wow, this is yummy. So basically...
That's a great story, man.
Yeah. There's this guy out of Japan. He takes a lot of pride in creating matcha. And the way that matcha, there's like a few different types of matcha, like ceremonial matcha and like basic ass shit matcha. And you don't want that matcha for tea because that's not good tea matcha.
Are you sure it's pronounced matcha? I've always heard it called matcha.
Matcha? Okay.
Didn't we agree on a New Year's resolution to get firefighter ripped?
It's not
And-
going too well.
And our partners were like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they were on board, but they didn't have to do the work.
I got a funny story about Baxter.
Yeah.
The other night, he came home from his walk, and we were just sitting on the couch, and he was sitting there beside me, and I kind of noticed he was like moving a little weird, sitting on the couch, just like waving his head from side to side, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's weird. He doesn't normally do that. He seems uncomfortable or something. And so I was like, Monica, does Baxter seem off? And she's like, yeah, actually, something's up. So we put him on the ground to see what he can do, and he's kind of like walking like he's drunk.
Mm-hmm.
He's not following us around, which is unusual.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh, this is something's like really wrong. It's like one of two things, and one of those things could be like neurological damage, which is super sad. So we're like, okay, we gotta rush his ass to the emergency vet.
Wow.
So we do that night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bombing like 80 in a school zone, 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'm going 80.
Good thing it's nighttime and there's no people in school.
Yeah. It wouldn't matter, honestly.
Yeah, fuck them.
So we took him there, and the vet takes a look at him and comes back into the office and is like, okay, so here's what happened. Here's what we think happened. Your dog's hella high. Apparently on the walk, Baxter ate some sort of edible that somebody threw on the sidewalk or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Baxter got baked.
That's
And
kinda
was
funny.
tripping balls because he was like, he's just staring at things that weren't there. And we left the room for a second. He didn't follow us. And then we came back in and he was just like staring at the wall. I was like, dude, I would give so much money to see whatever the hell it is my dog is seeing right now.
Wow.
That's
That's pretty crazy.
it's funny now, but we were like genuinely concerned.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. I've been doing some enlarging. Gold,
Film enlarging.
film enlarging. Yeah.
Oh, okay, not the other thing.
Gold snaps in,
Oh, really?
dude. It was
The new gold or like 35 mil
no
gold?
120.
Oh,
the
yeah.
prints that I sold, I didn't show you any of them. I don't think you saw actual prints that I made of the gold, but they look amazing. It snapped in. I was like, oh, I'm done. Like within 10 minutes.
Wow.
It was amazing. Gold enlarges beautifully.
I don't remember where I heard this, but it was about Portra, about how they had to like re-engineer Portra to look really good when you like digitally scan it. And so everyone was like, oh, that's interesting that they're like re-engineering it for digital scanning instead of like traditional enlarging, you know? But so it's interesting to me that gold, which is like basically their newest stock in their portfolio, just works really well for enlarging.
It was beautiful. It just straight up, it makes me want to like try other ones to see if like, I mean, the image to me, I really like that image. I thought it was pretty awesome. Now, Cinestill 400D, that was an interesting, because that took extra time. That took like, I think I had to adjust the points on it like 5. I think I did like 5 different trials to get it to exposure times and color to get it to dial in. So yeah, there's a few new stocks.
Yeah.
You got Harman Red as one of them. Wait, you shot Harman Red?
Yeah, I shot.
Did you?
roll.
Wait, I didn't see any of those.
I have the film back, but I have been too lazy to get around to scanning and inverting it. Red scale is a very interesting thing, because to me it's almost kind of like black and white infrared. You can only use it in like certain situations, or maybe it only looks good in certain situations. You know, you can't use it all the time. And I mean,
you were definitely going through a red scale phase.
I'm kind of out of it though now, because it's just like it's just an overwash of red.
Yeah,
which is like cool, you know. It works for some things, but there's no real like nuance or anything to it. It's just like, cool, this is a very red image.
Yeah,
that's it.
You know, the hard thing sometimes when going on vacations on trips like this is knowing the right thing to bring.
Yeah,
sometimes it's hard, and I'm bringing that back to the red scale, because the red scale stuff that you had, I mean, obviously you very much chose those red scale images to have in your Leica Nuremberg gallery.
Oh yeah.
Those were probably your best red scale shots. Yeah. But still, like, knowing that was going to be good, I don't know if you knew that or if you just took a chance on it.
Took a chance for sure. But you know what's nice about those is like there were other colors present. Yeah. Like it turned green and blue into like yellow kind of, and it made it like a thing. Does Harman Red kind of do something similar, or is it just red?
It can. It's just it's not. It's red. But it's like, what if, you know, there was a really cool red scale shot available? Like,
yeah, but do you think in terms of red scale, or is it just after the fact you're like, oh, that probably would have worked in red scale?
Fair. Honestly, you kind of have to put it in your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I'm like, oh wow, that would have been a great red scale shot.
Yeah.
I never think that unless I have red scale in. Then I'm like,
because you have to.
Then I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah. What image from today are you super pumped about seeing?
Probably that cafe shot that we shot in that downtown area with the music. Yeah, sick. On ektachrome 645.
Cool. The
right filters, polarizer. It's just gonna look.
It's gonna be looking awesome.
The right distance, the light was just perfect. What about you?
Is that why you like using the Hassie, because you can see the polarizer?
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons. But you can do that with like a lot of cameras.
I am probably the most excited for that church, the interior of the church.
Yeah.
If that turns out, that will be a banger.
That was color, right?
Gold.
Because I remember there was like this like reddish velvet kind of rug that was like all fucked up. There's chairs, wooden church pew, everything. The light was like kind of golden.
Yeah.
It was
totally.
Nice. Yeah.
I wish we actually got there probably like 40 minutes sooner. But you never know. Like this church was in between trees, and it's like it only would have gotten better. It only would have been okay because the sun was above the trees. But at this point, it was like you think, oh no, sunset light's gonna be great, but it wasn't because of the trees. Yeah,
we still got it. It's
we did.
It was
not
more angled, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't hundo. That will do it for our Texas 1 of 2 podcast from Mamiyamigos.
And if you join us next time, and it is the podcast where we wrap up our shooting here, and we're totally miserable, I'm sorry. Something probably went wrong.
Yeah. But to be fair, Jason's always miserable.
Yeah.
So
you might not be able to tell the difference.
there will be no difference.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Peace.
Well, I don't have the thing to go.
Yeah. Thank God.
Okay, whatever.